Oh, ah. You were ready for that jump clap? Whew, let's go. Coach Colin here. One day there's going to be like a cinematic 5-minute intro about the clap. You're going to see. You're going to see. Once I get those professionals over here, you know? Anyway, Coach Colin here. Let's get into it. Eric Bolling back on the Patrick Bet David podcast to further be dishonest the same way he was the first time. The first time he was on the podcast, I told you guys, I said, when you see someone on a podcast and they're on there for 2 hours and then all of a sudden they dedicate 45 minutes to talking about one thing, you know that was the thing that they were there to talk about the whole time. The rest of it was just kind of just setting the stage, helping you trust them, helping you take them in as an authority on things, and then they hit you with what they're really there for. It's how they work up a narrative. It's how they really push a narrative into your subconscious kind of thing. Mainstream does it all the time. It's happening in podcasts like crazy. Eric did this, lied about being on the board, said Candace wasn't friends with Charlie, said they should push aside any text messages that Candace says exist because you can't trust Candace whatsoever. And now he's back on the podcast. Back on the podcast to just kind of admit, I'm not sure if I said, I'm not 100% sure here. Listen to this. This guy is something else. Back on the podcast again because everybody called out all of this nonsense. And Patrick Bet David, honestly, he wants to still seem trustworthy. So they made this happen once again to kind of put their tail between their legs. Let's go.
You said that. And then the audience sent a message, which was June of 2024, 18 months or 14 months prior to you speaking. I know you responded to it on your 2 years. I think you said that. And out that Candace hadn't spoken at Turning Point USA for 2 years. I think you said that. And then the audience sent a message, which was June of 2024, 18 months or 14 months prior to you speaking. I know you responded to it on your channel, but people want to see on you responding here as well. What do you have to say to the audience?
So it remains. 2019, I was going from a show I was hosting in D.C. to a restaurant just outside the D.C. area. I get a phone call. It's Charlie Kirk. He said, Eric, I'd love to have you on the board of Turning Point USA. It just, it wasn't maybe a year or two of its real gusto at the time. I said, Charlie, I love your vision. I'd love to do that. I've spoken, and I was an advisory board member from 2019 to 2024 ballpark, early 24. And then I moved over to the honorary board. I'm still on their honorary board. So anyone who says like, oh, he's not on the board. No, I'm not on the actual day-to-day business of the board, but I'm an honorary board member after spending 5 years as an advisory board member. Clear that up, walk past that. As far as the comment on Candace, Pat, I think I said, I hadn't seen her, or she hadn't been a speaker at TPUSA for a couple of years. And I guess I was mistaken because it was 18 months. And I had forgotten about the 2024 event as I think she was pregnant. Anyway, Candace Owens' army let me know it. They were very upset. And this was all stemming from kind of a back and forth I had with Adam about, she was blaming Israel,
Philadelphia,
for Charlie Kirk's assassination. I just didn't think that was a fair assessment. And then,
so I lied. So I lied as much as I could because I didn't think something that she didn't really say was the right thing to say. So I lied as much as I could when I was on the podcast at first. Okay. And now I'm back. Okay. I have a suit that will hide my sweat stains because I'm so nervous right now. I just figured it would be okay if I came back and semi-told the truth. Before I did not tell the truth at all. I'll semi-tell the truth this time, and hopefully that's enough for everybody. I just, oh man, keep going.
And then turns out the next day she said it was the U.S. government who assassinated Charlie Kirk. I have no axe to grind with Candace Owens or her fan base. That's fine. I'm just living in the real world a little bit more reality based. I believe there are forces behind Charlie Kirk's assassination, but think it's
Philadelphia.
Israel. I'm pretty sure it's not, and I'm pretty sure it's not the U.S. government.
Guys, this is a serious message. As you can see, I'm not even in uniform. I'm not wearing the signature hat. So, very serious message. 59% of you are not subscribed. Please, guys, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 500,000 subscribers. The road is long, but I know that we can do it. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the notifications. Please hit the like. If you want to keep seeing this content, if you want to help me move from being the Joe Rogan clip guy onto better, greener pastures, you got to hit the like. You got to hit the subscribe. It helps me tremendously. That is all I ask. Let's get back to the episode.
Who do you think it is? I mean,
I think it's the trans activist group funded by the Soros network of liberal progressive lunatics. And whether it's directly funded or they just fund these Antifa groups and it's riles up their base, and their base is anti-Trump. Anything pro-Trump gets in the way. And because of Charlie's success reaching into young people, he became a target to this whole Antifa, trans, progressive left cabal.
Did you see the text?
Oh, what happened? Before, everybody was like, speculating anything other than what Cash and Dan Bongino tell me is not the right thing to do. Now he's like, I think there were other forces at play, and even used the word cabal just now. This is very interesting. I mean, if you wanted to explain it, you could. If he just wanted to say the narrative, the official narrative, he would have just said Tyler. That's the thing you say. If you believe the official narrative, you just say Tyler. That's who I think did it. But no, he has another idea. Funding and oh, wow. Welcome, sir. Listen, I don't respect you enough to give you a tinfoil Speedo, but you can have a tinfoil patch. Okay? You can wear that patch wherever you want, sir. Let's keep going. He's not going to ask about the text messages now.
That Candace showed a couple days ago. Have you seen the text she showed the exchange?
I don't think I've
Rob,
seen it.
do you have the text? I don't know if you do or not.
Bro, so lying about not seeing the text. So lying about not seeing the text. Come on. I don't think I have. I'm a honorary imaginary board member on Turning Point, so I think I would have saw. I didn't check in. Okay, buddy.
If you do, pull it up. I'll read it. Is that it's going to be too long to go through for 3 minutes. But Charlie Kirk, right? Go to the text part. Okay. So Charlie Kirk just lost another huge Jewish donor, $2 million here because we won't cancel Tucker Carlson. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. 3:49 p.m. All Charlie Kirk Jewish donors playing to all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this. This is Charlie Kirk saying this, leaving me no choice but to leave the
pro-Philadelphia
Israel cause. Please don't invite Candace. This might feel good short term, but it's not good long term, in my opinion. Like all groups, you're going to get a wide variety of opinions. That nasty free will thing that God bestowed on us make life frustrating at times. Can you go a little bit right to see what the next exchange is?
I don't believe there is.
Is that it?
I think that's
okay.
it. And then Andrew Colvett from Turning Point USA came out yesterday. I do have that clip as well, where he confirms that those text messages are real.
Okay, you want to play that clip?
Yes.
So Andrew's the good-looking guy that spoke at.
Yeah, he's the executive producer of Charlie Kirk's show. Yeah, he's been around Charlie since the very beginning.
Yes, absolutely.
Part of the show to address some of the things that have been going around on public, namely about a group text chain that has been made known and released by Candace Owens. And I just want to address it head on because, that was a screen grab that I had shared with people. So it is authentic. And I want to go into it because I actually am really excited that the truth is out there. I first started this show to address some of the things that have been going around on public, namely about a group text chain that has been made known and released by Candace Owens. And I just want to address it head on because, that was a screen grab that I had shared.
Going again. Okay.
Yeah, but he's confirming that screen grab of that text message did happen. So what Candace was showing
did
is
he say
accurate.
because he shared it with somebody?
She
Yes.
did.
And then
She did, yeah.
No, he's saying he shared it with somebody, and then that somebody shared it with Candace.
Yes.
Why are you sharing it yourself? I don't know. I understand. Like look. At the end of the day, here's what I'm interested in. I don't care who was behind it. I just want to know who was.
Mm-hmm.
I literally could care less who's behind it. I just want to know who was.
What? What? Listen, I don't care who drank the orange juice in the fridge. I just want to know who did it. I don't care, but I just want to know. Hey, man, hey. Better off having dead air, okay? And you know what else I noticed about this little powwow that they're having? Adam was there because Adam was helping push the narrative. And now when they're walking back the narrative, Adam can't possibly do that because he said so many ridiculous things. Now he's not there. Perfect.
When you're going back, Brandon, what do you think about when you hear these stories? Because you follow this stuff a lot closer than I do. Where are you at with this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm at a 99% certainty that there was some sort of organized force behind it. I mean, I think it'd be reckless to say that we know for sure who it was, but there's overwhelming evidence that there's foul play afoot, and there's evidence destruction, evidence hiding, evidence tampering, and when you can't answer simple questions, that just raises all kinds of red flags. And there's that the lack of answering simple questions with direct answers as far as the eye could see. So, I mean, it's sad to think about. I mean, especially when we had
Can you see the pressures happening from people that are giving money? Can you see that happening?
me? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I absolutely see that happening.
I could see donors saying, "Hey, I gave to you, and I'm coming from this angle, and these are my."
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I think I pulled up the wrong clip. Is this the Candace Owens show I'm watching? Did I go to the wrong YouTube channel? Is this Candace? Because they're saying a bunch of things that Candace was saying just a week ago. What happened? I don't understand. And then they replaced Adam with this guy? Is that Candace? Am I tripping out? What's happening? Are my eyes not working? Is that Candace? Is that a black lady? Is that a black lady in a suit? Is that what's happening, guys? I'm confused. That's all. Wow. Now they're saying all these things. Well, you think there could be pressure from donors? I do think. Yeah. Oh, undeniable evidence that there's foul play afoot. What happened? I'm telling you guys. I'm not joking. Although I'm telling a lot of jokes right now. I'm not joking. This podcast, this one that they did, what was that, 3 weeks ago? They were yelling about the official narrative. Yelling. Vinny's going, oh, what do you know? Come on. Who else could it be? They have the guy. They have the thing. They were all going nuts. And it was F Candace. Hooray. And they were all so happy about it all. What happened? Everything switched up. Let me just hit you with this real quick. Okay, guys? I'm going to hit you with this real quick. What you're looking at is the board. Turning Point. Charlie's the founder. Of course he is. Always will be. Let's get into it, though. Let's get into it a little bit. I need that little cursor. What the hell? I need that little cursor. So we got Charlie. We got Erica, right? Can I move like this? Perfect. We still got Candace. This is like the main controllers of the company. Candace is still there. Okay, right? Just wanted to show you that. That's staff. Candace is still considered staff. Now let's go to governments. Let's go to board of directors. Let's check out board of directors, guys. No. Board of directors. Let's check them out. Let's flow through. Okay, this is it. This is all there is. Board of directors. Okay. Let's go to advisory council. Maybe that's what he was talking about, right? Maybe I missaw this. You guys let me know when to stop. Let me know when you see Eric. Or in the D's. Let me know when you see Eric, guys. Hold on. Whoa. We're in the F's. Whoa. We're in the G's. Pull it back, Colin. Oh my gosh. He's not there. Oh, goodness me. So he's a part of the imaginary board. Hey. So am I. Right? I'm a part of the board where there's a page that doesn't exist and you can't see it. I'm on it too. Congratulate me, everybody. Just ridiculous, man. Again, so I just had to bring that up. And then moving on to what he said about 2 years. He didn't say Candace hadn't been on in 2 years. He said Candace hadn't been on at all. And he said that they had a quiet breakup in 2015. He said, I hadn't seen her in years. That's why she's not on the shows. That's exactly what he said. And now all of a sudden we're sitting down with Patrick and he's like, well, I think I said she hasn't been on in 2 years. And it turns out I was wrong. It was 18 months or whatever he said. It's ridiculous. He's completely dishonest. It's time to just apologize, guys. It's not admitting that everything Candace said was right. I mean, she even got something wrong the other day and she admitted it. It's just about just saying, hey, you were wrong. And now we're analyzing things pretty much the same way she is. Absolutely ridiculous, man. Let's jump in to the former podcast a little bit, just so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. So this is the first thing that he said.
Eric, you sat on the board. Okay, you sit on the board, and you've spent a lot of time with the folks at Turning Point USA.
Have.
And you've spent a lot of time with those guys. Yeah.
Yep.
So walk me through what we don't see. Walk me through what the people didn't see. Maybe explain.
This is you're touching on something extremely shocking for me, powerful for probably the country and the world, Patrick. You're touching on something. We knew Charlie passed on Wednesday at 4:13 last week. By the time I got home, the outpouring.
Only reason I played that is because he didn't correct Patrick. He didn't say, hey, actually not on the board, not even on the advisory board anymore. I'm on the honorary board, which means that I've been removed from both boards and I'm still friendly with Turning Point. As far as I can see, that's what that is. I've been scouring the websites. I've gone to other websites. That's all I can see. Let's go to something else that he said. Along with Adam. Listen, let me tell you guys. Adam's not going to be on the screen long because there's only so much I can stand when it comes to Adam. And it's not because he's Philadelphian. No. That's not why. That's not why. It's because he's insufferable, just as a person.
Were Candace and Charlie friends? Yeah, they were. I challenge anybody, please help me out here. Show me one picture, one podcast, one evidence that they've even been in the same room in the last 2 years. The last thing I found, the last time they did anything was on October 3rd, 2023. Ironically, a couple days before October 7th. Show me any evidence that they've been in touch, they've been in dialogue, they've done anything together. I would love to see it. So they were friends. I don't think they are friends. I think that Candace is capitalizing on Charlie's death. I think she feels horrible. She doesn't feel good about this. But Candace is an opportunist. And if we know anything about Candace, over the last couple of years, has she been biased, non-biased?
I'm telling you, I can't do it for too long, man. I can watch Joy Reid longer than I can watch. I can watch Don Lemon and Joy Reid squawk at each other in a podcast longer than I can watch Adam. It's just, I don't even know what it is. Just pick the most unlikable guy to be on a podcast. All right, here's another clip.
You were going to say something.
Well, I was just going to say, I was going to agree with you, Adam, that early on, 2011, 2012, 2013, they were tight. They grew TPUSA like crazy. I was shocked to see her leave until being part of TPUSA, her theories got just a little bit too down the rabbit holes. It was too extreme for their taste. And Charlie, to his credit, kept a cordial friendship with her for years, but it hasn't been a communication pipeline back and forth between the two for many years. That's why I don't know why we give Candace Owens' assessment any weight at all.
Because
all she's doing
we're
is
reasonable. There's a lot of people.
But
she did a
people
tweet.
are.
There's 10 million people, 10 million views who trust Candace.
How about that? And it's all because they're crazy, right? That's how it is. That's how it always goes. There's so many people that trust this person. They all must be crazy. But I just played that clip just to show Eric is actually saying, why consider anything she says is real? And then obviously the reason why they're now backpedaling is because they found out the things she was actually saying were real. The things she was putting out there were actual. Man, absolutely nuts. I hate the dishonesty. I hate the lack of apology. Because, Again, Candace just came out recently. She got like some timing wrong on some Egyptian plane flight. And she's like, I stand corrected. Some random person corrected her. She's like, I stand corrected. Thought I knew this. Nope, didn't turn out. And everybody's jumping on her. These guys are walking things back. Nobody's willing to apologize when she comes with things that are actually real and are proven to be real. But everybody will jump the second she gets something wrong. And then everybody's quiet when they get something wrong. It's ridiculous, man. Let's hear the rest of what they're saying. This is Candace, right? Sounds like Candace.
I mean, it's sad to think about. I mean, especially when we had a.
Can you see the pressures happening from people that are giving money? Can you see that happening?
Me? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I absolutely see that happening.
I could see donors saying, "Hey, I gave to you, and I'm coming from this angle, and these are my preferences, the things that I support, and I'm giving you on that, and because I think you're in line with that." Donors put pressures on colleges. Donors put pressure on the new zoo that's being built. Donor pressure, especially mega donor pressure on recipients, is very, very real. And I'm with Brandon. There's a lot of things I just don't like about this, and there's an Oswald type feeling of this when the governor of Utah goes in, we got him. That's not how these cases happen. We have made an arrest in this case, and we have high confidence that the suspect we've arrested, it will be proven, is guilty. That's the way you say it. And remember, with Oswald, they held up the gun immediately. They held up the gun here. I see these parallels. It was like, wow, that was fast. And a lot of it just bothers me. And I want to hear, and I don't speculate. I don't go further. I just say I see these things, and this bothers me as a fair-minded individual just looking at it. And I just want to know who, like you. I just want to know.
Yeah, I will tell you firsthand. I was at an event of Turning Point USA, Mar-a-Lago. You may have gone with me. You may have not. I don't remember. Maybe we spoke about it outside, Tom. He raised $41 million that night, okay? It was an incredible night. But let me tell you when this was. This is when Biden had won, and the Republican Party, a group of it that voted for Trump, had stepped away from him and become more pro-DeSantis. This is probably 22-ish. At the end of whenever he does the last thing of the year where he's raising the most money, December, maybe it's like some kind of, I'm sure you would know which one this is,
December,
right?
that's their big event. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the big
Student
event.
Action Summit. Yeah.
So I'm just an outsider. I'm not an insider with Turning Point USA. I have a relationship with Charlie Kirk. Him and I have spent a lot of time together. And one of our last conversations, if you remember, Tom, when we had at the dinner, the lunch we had at the mansions at MGM, where he wanted to have a meeting with me, you, and him long term, what he said about our relationship with Vaitim and him with us long term. Maybe one day we'll talk about that. But when I'm at that charity event, I'm sizing everybody up, and I'm just kind of seeing who's giving the money. Where people, I'd like to pledge $100,000. I'd like to pledge $500,000, and they kept a big one for the end. And we'd like to pledge, family money offices, everybody's there, $2 million, $4 million. Total was $41 million. One lady got up, and she said something, and she said, some of you here are hesitating to pledge because you're worried if Charlie is going to be behind only Trump and not DeSantis, if DeSantis were to be the lead and not Trump. And he says, here's one thing we know. Charlie's going to do the right thing. This lady is saying this. She was probably in her late 60s, early 70s. Very gentle way she spoke. But I'm in the back, and all I'm thinking about is, man, if you get into a business like this where you're raising money, you have to know that these guys are given $1 million, $2 million, and they're not just asking for a better table and a better seat. They're probably going to be pressuring you to do different things as well. What does that look like?
Wow, man, it's amazing that he just remembered that. Wow, what happened 3 weeks ago? He just didn't remember that. Oh, man. You see how that works? As soon as she comes out and says a bunch of stuff, all of a sudden it becomes okay to talk about. First, it's just taunting. Then a little bit comes out as real. Then a little bit comes out as making sense. And then those things that end up real, everybody says, okay, now you can talk about this. Now we can poke at this a little bit. Because before, when she said that about donors. It was like, that's a lie. Why even believe her? Now, all of a sudden, Patrick's like, oh, you know what? I saw $40 million. And when I saw the $40 million, I realized that these guys don't want better seat, you know? They don't want better table. Oh, whoa, what happened, man? You could have said that before. Ridiculous. Absolutely. I just don't like the dishonesty, man. I just don't like it. It's crazy. It's crazy. You go to the comments. Everybody was able to see through this, man. Right away. Eric continues to be dishonest. Patrick Bet-David's allowing in the original video in question. Eric led the audience to believe that he was currently and always had been on the board, not simply previous advisor to the board or an honorary member. Exactly. Somebody here said, what the hell happened to Patrick Bet-David's podcast? Shame. She didn't say it was Philadelphia or the U.S. government. This guy's lying. And that's true. She didn't actually say it was either of those things. She said a military hit, which means that it was someone with military experience. That doesn't mean the U.S. And she was also saying the donors, and it was a little weird how, the prime minister of Philadelphia was the first one to report on it, et cetera, et cetera. But she didn't actually say that it was those two things. And that guy's just outright just coming out and saying that, which means that, again, pushing a narrative, taking her words, bending them. This is mainstream stuff, man. That's why it pisses me off. I'm used to covering stuff like this when Don Lemon's making things up, or when Joy Reid's lying about certain things, or when Rachel Maddow's making things up. I'm so used to that. I'm not used to seeing it on our side of things, not even just our side of things, but also in the alternative media space. It's gross, man. It's gross. Anyway, that jump clap took a lot out of me, man. I've seen all her videos. She never said Philadelphia was behind this, nor any other did she ever say the government. It's hard to respect people who lie for no reason. There's a lot of people just calling this out. Eric doesn't pass the smell test. The word salad should give you all you need to know. He seems, let me make sure you guys can see this. He seems so unbelievable. He lied about Candace and wants to keep the lie going. Then another person said he lied, caught lying. Now he's blaming the left wing. It must be Philadelphia. Candace spoke at the Turning Point USA event in Detroit, June 2024. I was there, which they admitted to. They understand that now. Patrick Bet-David, I love you, but you need to say, Candace, I'm sorry for helping the narrative against you. You were right all along. Then another person says, Candace Owens has more balls and professional integrity than those men in the media. 2, she is on a short list of people who truly give an S about Charlie's murder. Yep, I would say so. It goes like this. I'm sorry, Candace. That is how it should go. That is how it should go. That's why Adam's not there. Adam doesn't want to apologize. He'll never, ever, ever apologize to Candace, right? Candace has given many theories because she is investigating. True. Very, very true. That's one thing that people really tend to forget. When you're investigating something, you're trying to figure it out, you're going to come with theory after theory. That's how it goes. Check out Jesse on Fire. He's been coming out with theories, man, because like you got to figure it out. But everybody saw through that. That comment section passed the vibe check 100%. And Eric did not pass the vibe check at all. I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. You want to hear a little more? I'll go a little more.
Where do we go from here? Yeah, yes, I would agree with everything.
Do you want to know who killed Charlie? Would you like to know who killed Charlie?
I would like to get confirmation of who I
Wow. That wasn't, yes?
believe killed Charlie. I did, like, Patrick, we were sitting here, less than a week after Charlie was assassinated, and that text message between the alleged assassin and his boyfriend or his lover spelled out exactly the detail of why he did it, where he did it, how long he's been planning it.
That was the biggest bullshit text
right?
message I've ever
Because
read in my life.
It was
How
It
convenient.
just laid it out to slam the door on this guy for a murder conviction, firing squad, so that the bigger, brains and money behind the operation would never be discovered. I believe that to the bottom of my heart. And I'm not generally a conspiracy guy. I just the old guy that goes down and says I shot him immediately. Like who has the wherewithal to do that? And then the clown up front jumping around, making himself. There was just too many things that fell into place for it to be.
The only guy that doesn't
shooter.
jump under a table when gunshots happen.
Yeah,
It's an old.
Wow. So wild to just talk like that. And to not just, you're basically just going along with what she said. You're not saying the exact same things, but you're questioning the official narrative. And she was questioning the official narrative, and they're like, she's an opportunist. Oh, she's just making things up. Why would we ever believe anything she has to say? And now they're doing the exact same thing. What? Absolutely ridiculous, man. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep getting pissed off. I'm getting pissed off in circles over here, okay? But yeah, that's what's going on Patrick Bet-David's podcast. It's sad to see, man. It's sad to see. Patrick Bet-David brought up that thing about donors, how eventually you'll be in the clutches of these donors, right? It's like golden handcuffs. You ever heard that term? You get a really good job. The job pays $500,000 a year, but it's stuff that you hate doing. It's called golden handcuffs. And that's kind of what the donor thing is as well. But you start to notice that when you're running a company like Valuetainment, when you're trying to make a podcast and a media company grow, you kind of get hit with those same golden handcuffs. And now you're doing the things that you were just calling the mainstream out for doing just a year and a half ago. It's wild to see that happens. Man, what do they say? What do they say in Batman? You live long enough to see yourself become the villain? Is that what it is? Not to say Patrick's a villain. He's definitely not a villain, but this is not respectful behavior. And he's a guy I actually respect. I think he's a great dad. I think he's a great, good businessman, smart guy. But yeah, not respectful behavior here, in my opinion. Just apologize to Candace, man. Might as well. Anyways, guys, just wanted to bring that to you. I'm out of here.